This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.
Economy, innovation, culture, exploration. Discover the vibrant pulse of China's economy and dive into the rich tapestry of its culture. Embark on a journey of exploration with Meet China. Here, your journey begins.
Hi everyone, welcome to Meet China. I'm Lulu. Today we will journey from the misty highland in southwest China to the bustling southern part of the country as we explore stories of industries transforming China's economic landscape. We'll head to the birthplace of China's legendary first basket of tea, and then we check out the country's logistics center in China's Wuhan. And finally, we settle in Guangzhou, China's textile hub, to see how this traditional industry is redefining itself. Let's begin with a tea story. Now imagine a mountain where tea is pure gold. In Sichuan's Mengding Mountains, farmers wake before dawn every day to pick precious tea buds by hand. Some of those teas are sold for thousands of yuan per caddy. This is the famous first basket tea, which is a spring treasure. And today, the Ya'an area's golden leaves sustain about 250,000 livelihoods while brewing China's tea future.
For the local tea farmers in the Mengding Mountain, every spring means the beginning of a rich year. Every day, they're trying to make more money. But for Mrs. Me, today is more challenging than ever because of me, a junior tea farmer with her help trying to get the first basket of tea leaves for her lifetime.
The weather is splendid today, which is ideal for tea buds to thrive. This is our farmer's first bucket of gold. As the saying goes, spring tea is as precious as gold.
Mingqian tea is China's most coveted spring harvest, handpicked before the Qingming solar term. The first batch of tea in early morning in Mengding Mountain is called the first basket of tea by locals and can be sold at the most expensive price in a year. As a tea lover, also a business reporter, today I'm here to find out how much profit can it generate. For tea picking, timing is everything. But for me, the first challenge is how to get into the tea fields without falling down. But high humidity, that's the tea plant's happy zone. Mrs. Me told me that over 200 rainy days yearly in Mengding Mountain create the mecca for tea growth. Farmers pick dewy buds at dawn when humidity peaks, producing the famed Mengding Sweet Duo, one of the most expensive green tea types in China with the price at around 1,000 yuan per caddy. Now please teach me how to pick up the tea leaves.
We need to find the bud. Here, give me your hands. Pinch with 2 fingers. Lift upward. Twist gently, don't squeeze it. Senior local farmers could get 4 caddies.
So how much do you think I could harvest today?
Maybe 1 caddy. For 1 caddy, we need basically 6,000 buds.
So my hands need to do this for 6,000 times.
That's a lot of work.
What kind of tea leaves we should harvest?
The tea bud tip, like this. It's the single bud.
This one is the single bund, also we can call it the baby bund. With no leaves, it's like the solo diva on the stage. It is the most expensive one. After 1 hour, I just got a little.
But that's it, no more time for me. We need to get to the market before noon to sell this treasure. And what time does the trading market usually open?
Around 10 a.m. We sell out all the tea leaves we get in a day, and then make it into the finished product.
And welcome to the real stock exchange, where portfolios are green, literally.
This is Yaoan City's largest trading market for tea with the biggest turnover, and the earliest time for opening. Very bustling already.
It truly was a challenge for me to be a real seller in such a free market. Being a seller here, you don't need to do much promotion. The transaction is so fast, within minutes, and the buyer quickly takes a look at the quality of the tea, the price is quoted, and done. compared to the professional tea farmers, or tea quantities too small. Take a look. Too little. And the quality is...
Your tea leaves are with bad purity.
Because we harvested the tea from different fields. The types are different.
So we really need more time and strategies to find buyers.
Let's walk around. Find some luck in buyers.
Step 1. Price reduction. We sell at any price. Step 2. Adding some emotional value. And mind your competitors.
His tea leaves look the same with us.
How's your price?
93 yuan per caddy.
At this very moment, we were completely stuck. We saw her, a rich buyer with collected hundreds of kilograms of tea leaves. Will she take care of our little baskets? How much do you think we can sell this for?
90 yuan.
Okay. And finally, not in vain. This market will not reject every pair of hands. And like us, most of local tea farmers could earn around 1,000 yuan today at least in this market, contributing to the daily turnover of more than 5 million yuan for the early spring. And when fresh tea leaves undergo processing into finished tea, their value can command a 10-fold to 100-fold increase. And I visited the local master of tea making, Zhang Yuehua. The spring's first harvest will gain enhanced value through his hands. In 2022, the traditional tea processing techniques of Mengding Mountain were designated as UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. What is going on here is the most important part of green tea making, killing the grain. So now this work is with 300 degrees Celsius.
Yes.
We'll use very fast pace to roll and to move all these tea leaves to lock the freshness and the color at their peak freshness.
The steam just shot up all at once.
What if our hands touch the wood?
You will get a blister.
Can you handle 10 seconds in this work?
And around 20 processes, we finally got the mature Mengding sweet jewel tea. How much would it take for your tea?
Over 10,000 yuan per caddy.
Which is indeed classified as the premium tea category. And in the early March, Mengding Mountain's even pricier first basket of tea has officially hit the market. The ceremony is like the alarm clock of the tea market for the year. And I met with Zhong Guolin at this ceremony for the first basket of Mengding tea, one expert for tea industry.
Mengding Mountain is one of the earliest green tea production hubs in Sichuan province, also in China. The planting area is large with 26,000 hectares, and the production volume is high with over 60,000 tons for annual output, establishing benchmark standards for the national green tea industry.
And Mr. Zhong also told me that the first basket of Mengding tea once fetched 36,000 yuan per caddy at previous auction at the ceremony.
We ought to develop our tea industry following the market and the changing demand of consumers. We should inherit the tradition and then innovate.
And in recent years, with the cultivation of tea brands, the Mengding tea products opened a bigger market. Local tea enterprises have also achieved industrial upgrading in the new wave.
Our industrial production efficiency is increased by over 300 times.
And this first brew of early spring tea with traditional wisdom and new tax should not be missed. And I also learned from the professionals how to drink tea nicely. And although coffee market has been rising in China, tea market is still at the center stage. Nowadays, with young people's love for new Chinese tea drinks, the traditional tea industry continues to usher in new life.
Now young people are more chasing the new trend. We have built a space for cooking tea by the stove in winter. They could take good pictures and share on the social media. Also, things including new Chinese tea beverages and creative products based on tea culture also appeal young consumers.
Tea makes the pillar industry in Mingshan district, also the industry for livelihood. We got out of poverty via tea industry. Now we also achieved rural revitalization from it.
In 2023, tea accounts for more than 50% of the disposable income for over 250,000 tea farmers in Ya'an City. And for ordinary tea farmers like Mi Ping, life changes are not only in the tea fields.
Last year, we traded fresh leaves at 150 yuan per caddy, so there's a big increase for our income. Our tea farmers locally can basically save tens of thousands yuan of fixed yearly income. There was an honored guest visiting our village, Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple. He was right there in the tea fields. I made him a cup of our Mengding sweet dew tea. He gave us a thumb up. And then I was thinking that we could export our tea to more other countries to let more people know our great tea. My goal is to start my own tea shop, to plant, pick up, and sell good tea. Everything is getting better with hopes.
This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.
You may have heard of Wuhan. Well, it's not just a city, it's actually China's high-speed hub. With rivers, rails, roads, and runways working together, it moves goods faster than ever. Now picture this. Asia's biggest cargo airport in Guangzhou teams up with Wuhan's ports and trains, slashing delivery times in half. And from there, products run across Eurasia in cold chain containers. This isn't just transport, it's transforming the entire region, turning logistics into a powerhouse for growth. And the next stop? The future.
Wuhan has long served as a pivotal crossroads in China. You may call it the Chinese version of all roads lead to Rome. Now emerging as a multi-modal logistics hub, the city integrates aviation, railway, and Yangtze River shipping lanes into a global supply chain ecosystem.
I'm now in Wuhan City. Behind me is the Yangtze River, and now I'm waiting to unbox a delivery package with this chef beside me.
Seafood is among the products that demand the most stringent delivery requirements.
Here it comes. Oh, it's a lobster.
How long does it take?
About 20 minutes.
Where in Wuhan was it from?
From a fisherman's wharf in Hankou Bay area.
I traced the supply chain back to the marketplace to uncover more secrets behind the freshness. After a nearly 15-minute drive, we arrived at the seafood town in Hankou Bay of Wuhan.
The fisherman's wharf, here we are. See how lively it is.
Currently, direct sourcing is divided into two parts. One involves domestic products from various ports across the country, the other involves imported products. After the catch is landed, we take delivery of the goods, and it takes approximately a dozen hours to reach the market. For imported seafood, the primary air transportation route is via Huahu Airport. Within a transit time by air of approximately 1.5 hours, over 90% of cities in China can be covered from Wuhan. Frozen products can be transported via the China-Europe Railway Express or freight ships, as long as the required temperature is maintained throughout the process.
Huahu International Airport, China-Europe Railway Express, and freight ships. Let's make a note of these as we visit them one by one.
It's 1:30 in the midnight, and the daily rush hour for the air cargo operations is about to begin.
Located in Ezhou City near Wuhan, Huahu, or Flower Lake International Airport, has become the world's fourth, Asia's first, and China's only professional cargo airport. It currently operates 93 dedicated cargo routes, including 56 domestic and 37 international connections.
The development of Wuhan and Ezhou as dual hubs for passenger and cargo transport means positioning Ezhou primarily as a freight hub and Wuhan as a passenger hub. For example, goods transported from cities like Qingdao or Wu11 can be shipped from here to India, Bangladesh, the Philippines, or conversely, redistributed to domestic destinations across China. Our goal is to establish a system where domestic airports are seamlessly connected to Ezhou Huahu Airport, transforming it into a critical gateway for Chinese goods to reach global markets.
Besides the organic interaction between the two airports around Wuhan, Wang told me there is a special enclave of the airport in Wuhan's Guangzhou, or Donghu New Technology Development Zone. This enclave serves as a cargo terminal for both the Wuhan and Ezhou airports.
The cargo will be sent to the airport for boarding.
The Guangzhou Cargo Terminal extends the airport cargo and freight services to the Dongwu Comprehensive Bonded Zone, offering air cargo handling, storage, consolidation, pre-inspection, and other services. Enterprises can complete the entire air export process in a one-stop manner at the Guangzhou Cargo Terminal. On arrival at the airports, cargo is directly routed to the airside through dedicated channels and loaded onto overseas flights. Goods arriving at the terminal on the same day can board flights as early as that evening, expediting delivery to global destinations. Leveraging the Donghu Free Trade Zone, we will achieve the coordinated development of rail, water, road, and air transport.
Okay, finally, the last but not least two traditional transportation methods, cargo ships and railways.
This is Yangluo Port, the largest natural deep water port in the middle and upper reaches of the Yangtze River.
How have these modes of transportation advanced in modern times?
Yangluo Port Service Network now spans over 120 countries and more than 200 cities globally. As a critical hub connecting China's central western regions with the world, Wuhan Yangluo Port has positioned Wuhan as a pivotal node in the global trade network.
The average annual growth rate of the container throughput capacity has exceeded 10% over the past decade. How I wish I can unbox this one!
The Yangluo Port and the China-Europe Railway Express have formed a strong alliance, complementing each other's strengths. Leveraging the more than 30 shipping routes opened by Yangluo Port, goods from coastal and riverine areas destined for Europe are attracted and gathered at Yangluo Port, and then transferred to the China-Europe Railway Express. Compared with traditional maritime shipping, intermodal transport combining water and rail can save half the transportation time.
This is the starting station of the China-Europe Express Railway. In as few as 13 days, the freight from Wuhan can reach European countries like Germany.
For the route from Wuhan to Duisburg, Germany, if we use water transport, it could take 1 to 2 months. So, the time is significantly reduced. In terms of cost, rail transport is only about 1/5 the cost of air freight.
And railway can guarantee a reliable transportation environment, both inside and outside.
This is a refrigerated container developed by our company. During the transportation process of the China-Europe Railway Express, we found that it can get too cold when the train runs on the Trans-Siberian Railway, and then it can become too hot once it reaches Europe. Previously, some routes that went through the Red Sea would increase both transportation time and costs if they were diverted around the Cape of Good Hope in Africa. However, with the China-Europe Railway Express, we can better ensure the stability of the entire industry supply chain.
The three-dimensional transportation system around Wuhan is posed to nurture new industries and deliver greater well-being to people both in China and around the globe.
This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.
Wuhan sits at the nexus of aviation, railway, and shipping routes, integrating them into a global supply chain ecosystem. How can the city convert its advantages of smooth transportation into wealth for itself and the entire nation? I'm continuing my exploration of Wuhan, engaging with more guests to uncover the answers. Let's go back to the starting point of our story, the Fisherman's Wharf.
When delivering fresh seafood, merchants no longer need to stock large amounts of high-value items like king crab, which can cost hundreds or even thousands of yuan each. With rapid logistics support, they avoid early morning inventory preparation. Instead, they place orders on demand. We weigh and package the items within 20 minutes, then deliver them to their specified destination within minutes via drone.
This is like their own warehouse.
Exactly. It essentially functions on a front store, back warehouse model.
A similar model also applies to purchasing duty-free products outside of the free trade zones.
After customers place their online orders within about 2 to 3 minutes, customs clearance is completed. The drone delivers the products directly back to the store.
Why do we use drones in this scenario?
Traditional e-commerce logistics could take 2 to 3 days for a purchase reach consumers. If we open physical stores in urban areas, customers can try on products firsthand. If we leverage drones for delivery, consumers can have the "what you see is what you get" experience.
Besides facilitating imports, smooth transportation will also boost exports in Wuhan, creating a siphonic effect in the region, drawing more resources to it. For example, both the Fisherman's Wharf we visited and the flower market are located in the Hankou Bay International Commodity Trading Center, the largest platform for domestic trade in China. These markets may now transform into truly international trading platforms.
Facilities like Lenovo's Wuhan base, previously, some of its products might have been transported via Hong Kong and Shenzhen before reaching destinations like the US. Now they can be shipped directly from here. 2023 marked the first full operational year of the airport. Its cargo throughput that year was 245,000 tons, which soared to 865,000 tons by the following year of 2024. This growth rate is exceptionally rapid.
Wang also told me that typically achieving such growth would take 10 to 15 years for domestic hub cargo airports or international hub airports. One key factor supporting the rapid growth of the airport's throughput capacity is the application of advanced technology.
For example, if a truck is carrying fresh hairy crabs, our system prioritizes it for unloading at a dedicated emergency slot. Along its route, a package encounters multiple intersections. At each one, it requests real-time navigation instructions from the system. The system will place it in line with the fastest possible arrival time while avoiding congestion. The total length of the conveyor belt spans 52 kilometers.
The Ezhou Airport Economic Zone is strategically anchored around the Huahu International Airport, driving an industrial development framework of one zone for parks encompassing aviation logistics, smart manufacturing, optoelectronics, and biopharmaceuticals. We have established a 1-2-3 express logistics network, meaning 1 day covering the whole nation, 2 days to neighboring regions, and 3 days reaching globally. After industrial deployment, the zone will attract a convergence of talent, logistics, and capital. All are propelling our city to become better and better.
Ingredients are transported in via highways, waterways, and railways for deep processing, and then the finished products are shipped out through air routes. In this manner, the region around Wuhan and Ezhou functions like an engine, driving industrial and economic development.
Ezhou serves as an extension of Wuhan's Guangzhou biopharmaceutical corridor, while also leveraging its core position within the Wuhan-Ezhou-Guangdong-Huangshe city cluster, and as transportation hub in eastern Hubei, integrating waterway, rail, road, and air transport. Domestic raw materials and medicinal goods primarily rely on road and rail networks for procurement and distribution. This infrastructure significantly reduces both transportation and operational costs. Here we can leverage Wuhan's talents from universities. From Ezhou, we can cover both domestic and international markets and go global by the ports.
With the integrated development of ports, industrial parks, and city clusters, Wuhan, a traditional port city, and Ezhou, a traditional steel city along the Yangtze River, are on the fast track to transform into modern, prosperous, multi-port cities.
This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.
Guangzhou's textile game has just got a major glow-up. From those gritty 1990s warehouses to a futuristic 7-story hub handling about a third of China's fabric trade, smart factories, high-tech materials, and runaway shows now rock those floors where history collides with innovation. And this is how you turn grandma's industry into a global trendsetter.
This is one of China's largest textile hubs, nestled among dozens of specialized wholesale markets within a 5-square-kilometer radius in Guangzhou. Nearly a third of China's textile and accessory trade take place here. Once a cluster of steel sheds in the 1990s, it's now a sleek 7-story complex of vendors, offices, and showrooms. Mr. Peng Liangmin was among the first to open up shop here.
We started as a trading agent with about 40 people. Today, we have 900 employees. The market has provided a solid platform to connect with customers. Over the last 20 years, our industry has shifted from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Intense competition has pushed us to innovate. For instance, we developed fabrics with high elastic fiber that are antibacterial and UV resistant.
Now equipped with intelligent production systems, Peng's company sells globally, including to top brands in the US. Amid weak consumer demand and rising tariffs, he believes technology is the only way forward.
The market will face ups and downs. We need to stay confident and manage risks, giving private enterprises like ours more opportunities to grow.
Today's textile trade looks very different from the 80s, and businesses need new ways to compete. Once a maze of crowded stalls, now the market transforms its foot traffic into creativity, attracting young designers, retail brands, and digital entrepreneurs.
The revamped marketplace now hosts fashion shows, international buyers' meetings, and even a history museum. Designer Lin Zihan has used accessories from this very market for her latest creations, showcased at the museum alongside the market's historic items. Her dresses symbolize a new chapter, where heritage meets innovation.
I'm proud that my work is being showcased here, but also deeply aware of the responsibility to merge traditional creativity with modern design. The renovation of the textile market has created a one-stop hub for designers, offering high-quality fabrics and accessories. It also fosters a space for collaboration and learning. Through fashion releases, runway shows, and international exposure, we can significantly boost the influence of the fashion industry in the region.
These dusty old sewing machines are relics of Guangzhou's past, but the city's textile industry is pressing ahead for a bold new future. From a once chaotic wholesale market to now a vibrant hub for design, trade, and innovation, this transformation isn't just about survival, it's about setting new trends on the global stage.
Tea, logistics, textile. These are industries rooted in tradition, yet embracing innovation. And they're shaping China's economic landscape and its connection with the world. Well, with that, we're coming to an end of this edition of Meet China. I'm Lulu, and I can't wait to see you next week.
Discover the potential. Witness the opportunities. Experience dazzling exhibitions and captivating events. Explore groundbreaking innovations and future-shaping industries. Stand at the crossroads where the cities of tomorrow meet timeless traditions. Meet China, where every story is a new discovery.
This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.